If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowances for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor look too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life for broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at the beginning, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are done, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 40 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
you write women so well?
I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
But what is so important about driving faster than anyone else?
A lot of people go through life doing things badly. Racing's important to men who do it well. When you're racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after, it's just waiting.
If like I wasn't a feminist, I don't know what I would be, if that makes sense. Like I don't really have like that's just all I know, I guess. And I guess I haven't really educated
That actually
myself.
makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Feminism is basically the air that we breathe, and it's the water we swim in, whether people know it or not. It's ingratiated in society. So you may not have any other position other than that. So if you say, I really don't know anything besides feminism, I believe you.
Thank you.
It's the mainstream. Do you guys believe in the patriarchy?
But it's still a bad position. It's still like what you just saying.
And what is that? So what is the patriarchy?
It's patriarchy's when like men rule, right?
Mostly, right?
Men rule, women drool. Wait, what? Okay, that's
No, that was my fault.
Say it. Can you say the patriarchy is awesome?
it's not bad. It's not bad.
The patriarchy is awesome.
That one, that's for you, Grid One Motorsport.
Targets acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning, the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
All right. That one was for me. Patriarchy. Good stuff. Love to see it. Good to see everybody out in the chat. We've got one more thing to take care of. We'll take care of that in a second. I want to give a shout out to all the people who came in early tonight. Look, we had quite a grouping. We had the Chatter King was in earlier, Smoking Spaceman, Anonymous, whatever. Carney Vanguard is up in the house. The Potato X is here or was, along with my man Anson Knowles, who's in disguise tonight. You figure out who he is. It's should be obvious. And a lot of good stuff going on out there. Really having a great time tonight. Thumping Weevil is in the house, along with a couple other good, cool people like Smoking Spaceman and Grillopoulos. And Effing Epic has wandered on in. Good to see that dude. He's always a good time to have around. Yeah, we got a lot of really cool people. And Tyler, the average debate enjoyer, is in the house. Now, we've got a special program for you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into it really shortly. I'm just going to go through a quick intro here. First of all, as always, you really, really need to, hang out and be cool. And one of the ways you can really hang out and be cool is to check out my other channel, which is called Gun Prattle. And here is the intro for that.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. check out Gun Prattle. We talk about firearms and firearm accessories and a lot of competition shooting. I've got some new stuff coming out this week that will be top notch. We got a kind of a different program tonight. I'm going to have. We're supposed to have OG. He's not checked in yet. He does have the link. I don't know where he's at. He might be. I don't know what he's doing. He's out there doing something. And we've got Hank Oflamio. I'm not really sure how to say his name. We'll get that cleared up in a minute. And they're going to debate tonight here live. And we're going to have Tyler and probably Anson and maybe Admiral Gibbs or somebody judge the debate. Not really sure what even we're going to debate about tonight, but we're going to do it. Now, one of the things that's important to realize tonight is that you may get triggered. That's true, folks. We talk about tough subjects. We talk about adult subjects. And I'm not the nicest person on the planet. So at some point, you may find yourself with your feelings hurt. You may want to cry. You may want to complain. You may want to see the manager. And if that's the case, just remember.
Everyone.
Indeed. If you feel the need to whine, complain, or moan, shut the fuck up. Okay? Because I don't care. We're adults here. We use adult language. Okay. All right. We're gonna go ahead and bring Hank up. There he is. There's Hank.
Good evening, Grid.
How are you? I like the hat.
Yes,
I like the hat a lot.
I like your hat.
Tyler,
as well.
You're not in front of your computer, my young man, and so I can't bring up a pillow. What the hell? Like he's whining in chat about not being brought up, and yet he's not even at his computer. There he is. He was behind his green screen. That's what's up. All right. So now all we need is my man, OG.
Yes, we have replaced his African American, but I'm sure he wouldn't notice or mind.
Yeah. It's very interesting that we actually we have quite the crowd of people on the stage tonight. As soon as OG gets in here, we'll start this this show. I don't know where he's at. He must be walking the dog or taking a leak. You know, maybe he's I don't know. He'll be here. So we'll be here. And maybe he thought I meant tomorrow night or something. I don't know. Maybe he took a break. Maybe he's out smoking. Who knows? Doesn't matter. We're gonna have some good times anyway. What do you want to debate tonight, Hank? Have you talked to OG about this?
Yes. So pretty much, my suggested format is that you guys throw topics at us, and we'll run our stump speech opinion on them like it's a primary debate on local politics.
Oh, so he's ending his stream. That's what's up. He's ending his stream.
That sounds like a really fun concept, actually, and I would like to participate in that one of these nights.
Oh yeah, you always get stuck being the judge. It's always, he never gets to have.
I don't mind it. I don't mind judging at all. It's fun.
Yeah. I was trying to get Admiral Gibbs, but he has not responded. Clover Tack's up in that. Oh, Cleaner's there. Let's see if we can get Cleaner. And let's what about Fabian Liberty? Fabian Liberty would be a great judge.
You want the debaters to have some fucking time to talk?
Oh, you know what? I know you and him need to debate. I gotta make that happen because you guys talked a shit ton of shit to each other last time you were here.
I can't do it, man. He doesn't do good faith, but then demands the best of faith of anybody else. If he catches you slipping, he'll go off on a 10-minute tangent, but won't ever address a single point you made. I'm just enjoying it less and less. And the last time I did a judge, you fucking gave me a downvote, even though I crushed every fucking point he put in front of me because you don't like socialism.
Because I don't like socialism?
That's what you said. You didn't make some bad arguments, but you sound like socialism to me. Vote for him.
I don't remember doing that, but whatever, man. It's all good.
I'm just talking shit. I'm having fun.
I know you're talking shit. That's why.
He doesn't need his retirement anyways. He's loaded. So
yeah. So Hank, how do you say your last your surname there?
Yes, Oflamo.
Oflamo. Okay. Are you a flaming hoe? Is that what it is, or what's up?
Somebody will be.
Somebody will be. All right. He's gonna light it on fire. Yeah. What did you guys think of the intro for the gun prattle? What did you guys think about that? Did you guys watch that?
I liked it. I watched it.
You liked it? Yeah, it's pretty good. Cool.
I don't think I'm subscribed to that channel though. So can you post that channel in the chat so I can
Yeah. We've got OG in the house. What's up, my man?
What is up?
Surprise.
I was shocked that Hank wanted to debate me because me and Hank almost agree on literally everything.
Yes, we replaced your black guy.
Yeah. Can't get a new black guy.
Right. It's all right.
I don't know if I can say that with my. I don't know if I can say that with my accent. let me not say that.
It's okay. OG's our token white guy. So.
Based. I did try to ghetto raid everybody over here.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Thanks. Appreciate that.
I'm also gonna share the stream around.
Yeah. Go ahead and throw it out there. So, what are we gonna debate tonight, OG? What do you want to do?
I have no idea what Hank wants to debate about.
So, here's my suggested format. I want them to throw out topics, and we're going to do our stump speeches on them like this was a primary debate.
Okay, let me do this. Chat. Somebody set a timer for 5 minutes. You got that, Tyler? Can you do that? Set a timer for 5 minutes. Chat, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to come up with a ripping debate topic for Oflamo and OGO.
OGO. Let's go.
And we're gonna make history tonight. That's what's up. That's what we're
Nat Geo?
I see a no abortion. We could do infanticide instead.
I mean,
can I spin a prompt? Can you spin a prompt out of a topic that I sent you? Let me check that out again. I'm sorry, I've been very busy, spaceman. Let me scroll back up here. Okay, I like this. But I'm going to give the chat a little bit of time. Marte is doing his 5,000 sub party tonight. I wasn't invited. My invite got lost in the mail. I'm sorry, guys. It's all good. It's okay. Look, he said he'd do it tomorrow night. I'm down with that. Whatever. Joe motherfucking cool, is the government out for your best interest? That would be a good debate topic. I think that you guys can do that. Is this verbal combat? No, we're not gay. Well, I don't know. Oflamo could be gay. I don't hold that against him. He looks hetero to me. I'm not judging, though. I know OG's not gay, at least not this week. So, hey, look, gloves are off, baby. I have been personally attacked. So fuck everybody. You're all targets of opportunity.
Yes, I'm on that misanthropy train as well. So be on your P's and Q's. So you could be.
We got a lot of really good ones here. We've got Iran. Is it a Trump win? Okay.
Oh, I'd say no to that.
Yeah. Where would you
How
be
could he
at on
lose
that?
it? Come on, man.
Agrillapolis says he's got a lag time about 4 minutes, but that's okay. I like is government out for your interest? I think either you guys could take either side of that and do just pretty well with that.
I'd say no.
I'll say yes.
All right.
All right, we got a contender. We got a contender. So Mean Christine is stalking Rude Cunt Crab. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen Dusty's special from last night, I was literally everyone that a certain human being warned me off of has turned out to be totally cool. We're buddies. They don't give me any problems whatsoever. I find them to be good faith and great audience members. So I don't understand why I was warned away from people like the Rude Cunt Crab. Did I pronounce it right? Cunt. It's Cunt Crab, right? Okay, good.
You gotta really pronounce it. Right? It's gotta be. It's got. Oi cunt. There you go. Oi cunt. And that's my perfect Kieran impression.
Cunt. There we go. That's better. Yeah, there's gonna be an oi.
Cunt crab.
Yeah. So there's no. So me and Christine, I don't believe you were ever silenced. If you were, I do apologize. We did have at one point in time, I had some about 2 years ago, I had some mods that went a little bit rogue, but all of that's been unfucked as far as I am aware. So, yeah. So do we have a topic already? Where are we at on the 5 minutes? Tyler, the 5 minutes. Okay, you had one job, motherfucker.
I'm playing Dota right now, man. I wasn't even paying attention.
You have a shot clock there. You could use.
I'm waiting for debates to start. You guys are all bullshitting, having your feels up. I got people asking me shit.
Thanks for the chat. 1 minute. Oh, Ags got you, buddy. He says 1 minute left on the timer.
Ags, I have seen, is a fantastic timer keeper. That dude's like a human clock.
I'm not sure that's a compliment, but we'll go with it. The other thing that might be hot, what's the future prediction for Second Amendment? I mean, that's not really a debate topic, but certainly a great discussion topic.
Yes. And also AI. Everyone likes to talk about AI.
Yeah, I mean, I would what's up, Avoided Hornet? Another guy that I was warned, like all of the people that I was warned to not associate with are now in my chat.
Spooky.
It's weird.
That's when I showed up. That's interesting.
You're gonna get another goofy of the day tomorrow.
I'll take it. Timer is done. So what do we like the do we like, well, let me roll back to it, make sure I get the right wording done. I actually do like that topic.
The Joe Cool topic?
The Joe Cool topic. Is the government out for your best interest? Or does the government have your best interest in mind? You guys want to debate that?
Yes, and we took opposite positions.
All right. So here's the way I want this format to go, all right? Because I'd like to do more than one topic tonight. If you guys are game for that, maybe we can get some other people up here. But in what I'd like to do, I'd like to give you guys each about 5 minutes to do an opening statement. Give your position and your base arguments. We'll do 20 minutes of back and forth. That'll be moderated, and then you'll have another 5 minutes each for your closing statements. Is that cool?
Oh, that is cool. I do want to go catch the second half of yesterday's show later on.
There. You'll be up there.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll be part of it.
Base.
All right. Who's going to be the big spoon? I don't know.
Well, I'm the affirmative, so traditionally I would go first.
Yep, you will go first. I will get. Hang on, I'm gonna. I don't even have my OBS up right now. I'm operating old school here, so we will just start a timer on my phone, and just give me a second. I'll do that. I say I will. Could be lying. You never know. All right, timer. 5 whole minutes on the clock. I do want to remind you guys, I will, as far as moderating, look, if you, a little bit of over talking, interrupting, interjecting is fine. If you get too far out of shape, I'm going to stop the debate, let you guys calm. Oh, look, my camera's decided to fuck me. I'll fix that.
Did it buy you a steak first?
Yeah, no, it didn't. That's awesome, dude.
That's rape.
Appreciate that. I don't know why it does this. It's something to do with I changed the lighting slightly, and the light sensor is all fucking up. It's okay. I'll fix it in just a minute. All right. So again, rules of the game are obviously you guys can overtalk. You can slightly. You can interject. You can even go at each other a little bit, but otherwise I'm going to stop you. You guys are going to have to calm down, and then you can restart. If you get really out of hand, we'll go to timed intervals. I don't think we're going to have that problem. I think both you guys will be perfect gentlemen and absolutely on your game. This is a debate. This is not a slam fest. So call your own fallacies. But if we start getting into massive ad homs or anything like that, I'm just going to stop it and we'll start over. Okay. All right. So I'm going to, Hank, go ahead and while I fix my camera, I'm going to start the 5 minutes when you start talking.
Yes. So this year, President Donald Trump removed 2 world leaders from power. And people like Joku think, well, the government can't do that to me. And that's just absurd. The government does care about your well-being. Otherwise, they wouldn't be playing this 4D, 5D, 6D chess to try to keep the world under control. The government needs you because you are what powers the engine of governance. The government doesn't exist without citizens. It would just be just old rich guys, and they don't want to be ruling over nothing because there'll be no one to take care of them because they're geriatrics. Sure, you could say, well, they treat me like a farm animal, but I'll be honest, most of you people act like farm animals, and you deserve to be treated like farm animals. You are, in some sense, you are cattle, but you're necessary for now. You're necessary to run the world. You're necessary to flip burgers. You're necessary to put computers together. You're necessary to move the boxes around. You are needed for now. And of course, the government has your best interest in mind. Otherwise, they could do to you what they did to Maduro or did to the Ayatollah. It's very easy for them to do. They have plenty of weapons, but what they did instead was build the roads, build the libraries, build the schools to keep you working on the projects that the governors need, that the banksters need, that the owners need. They need you for now. They need you to keep working that hamster wheel, keep moving that stuff, keep digging that hole, keep mining for coal, keep mining for oil, keep mining for minerals. We still need you for now. They need you to keep working. If they didn't need you, you'll be in a cage or you'll be gone, sent up to your maker. They need you for now. And Joku, I'm entertained by you chasing some bureaucrats in the street, but just because you talk back to a bureaucrat doesn't mean that they're out to get you. They would have got you if they wanted to get you. They're just paper pushers, Joe. If they need you gone, then you would be gone. But they like you as much as we do. We like watching your show, Joe Cool. They had your best interest in heart. Is that 5 minutes? Yeah, I'm in my time there.
No, that was not 5 minutes, but that's okay.
Yeah, 4 minutes. I'll get my time there.
Yep. All right. Okay. When you're, give me 1 sec. Gotta get this back. Whenever you're ready, OG, just start talking.
All right. I don't think I'll take the whole 5 minutes, but I'll say this. At the end of the day, not only does the government not have your best interest at heart, the only person that has your best interest at heart is you. The individual is the smallest minority. And even if you live in a healthy family where each member relies on one another, at the end of the day, your self interest is going to take precedent over every decision you make. And the government is made up of wealthy oligarchs who only look out for their business because it's human nature. They sell out their citizens every chance they get. There is many examples where the government, at least the U.S. government in particular, was not looking out for the interest of its people, like the Tuskegee experiment, where they experimented without people's knowledge on certain diseases. They send our money overseas for foreign aid that do not benefit the American people. In fact, in some cases, they even take your right to association away in places like Texas, where they do not allow citizens to divest from certain countries. There's a constant battle with the government and regulatory bodies against things like the Second Amendment and freedom of speech. So I would say by that logic, the U.S. government, both economically and rights-wise, do not have your best interest at heart. I end my time there.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to just start. I'm going to set it for 20 minutes. I don't think you guys are going to use the whole 20 minutes, but we'll see. You guys can, when you lose steam, we'll just, I'll throw grenades out to help you. Just start speaking. I'll start the timer.
I can ask some judge questions too if you need.
Yep. Okay.
So, Guy, you do know that the president has removed 2 world leaders just this year.
Now, how does that benefit the American people? How is that looking out for the American interest?
They're
I think
dangerous
that
men.
how have they affected the American people, though? I think that the removal of foreign leaders is a dangerous precedent to set. It destroys the sovereignty of other nations and drags us into a whirlwind of isolation and potential warfare, which definitely does not benefit the American people, at least those fighting that said conflict.
They were plotting to uproot the petrodollar. They had to be removed.
Well, while that would be beneficial for the American business and corporate class, the petrodollar and the way we do economics does not seem to benefit the American people by and large.
So
it benefits American corporations, and American corporations go against the interests of the citizen and the worker, by and large.
Are American corporations American?
They can be, but they're typically international conglomerates. So again, that would be not looking out for the interests of the American people.
Don't most Americans work for American corporations?
Yeah, you can be. It depends on the size and scale.
So if we got rid of those American corporations, where would these people work? How would they pay their bills?
You wouldn't get rid of the corporations. You would bring the interests of the corporation in line with the interests of the people.
So you would keep the corporations?
Yeah, it's not an anti-corporation argument. It's just a matter of fact that corporate interests corporate interests and government interests align, and it does not align with either the will or the interests of the people.
So most states in the United States are at will. Do you know that?
Yes.
So if people felt that they weren't benefiting from working for the corporations, they could quit their jobs.
Yes.
And they feel they're not being benefited by the corporations, why don't they quit their jobs?
Because the benefit of having to, have food on the table, even if it sells you out, is something that people do not walk away from easily.
So are they benefiting from being able to buy their food? Yes or no?
Yes. Is this about government or corporate interests?
Yes. They're interested in being able to buy their food and pay their rent, and the corporations that pay them are interested in keeping the petrodollar afloat. So by transfer of property, the government is enforcing the interests of American people by enforcing the interests of the corporations that pay them.
So when the corporations lower regulations such as workers' rights, they try to destroy regulations such as minimum wage. They try to do all of these things that directly impact the American people. They then also outsource labor that directly affects the American economy. It may be cheaper for some, but not all. And the issue is the government's alignment with the corporation is not per se a direct alignment with their interests. Corporate interests get favored. The government is favored in kissing ass corporations so rich people can continuously make money and they can benefit from lobbying. So the interests may align, but it's for different reasons.
Yes, but Guy, didn't you know minimum wages have been going up?
Well, they'd have to keep up with inflation, or else the capitalism would become a cannibalistic system that you could not operate within. So prices. So, go ahead, Hank.
And these corporations know it, so they let the minimum wage go up. So they have your best interest in mind. Otherwise, they wouldn't have raised the minimum wage.
If corporations have the best interest of the people at heart, why is baby formula the most stolen product out of retail stores?
Because women are entitled, Guy.
I don't think it's women stealing, but okay. So let's shift from corporate interest to the government's interest, right? So the government views you as a resource.
Correct.
They view you as a interchangeable number.
Not necessarily. Some people contribute more than other people.
Yeah, that's true in any society. The issue with this is the government will experiment on you without your consent. And how is that fundamentally in your interests?
So, there's certain very big experiments that pretty much you can't make consent. You can only set up economic zones. So pretty much you have to, before you move there, you have to do your own research before you go there. So the consent's got to apply by the location you choose. So it's not as simple as, well, I'm going to move this thing here. It's not like not necessarily, not all experiments are medical experiments.
Well, how does getting us in unnecessary conflicts benefit the American people? I personally think that removing world leaders can create larger conflicts that further hurt the citizenry of a country economically and physically by losing those young men who are fighting those conflicts. And I would say if they are intentionally antagonizing a war or a conflict, that is fundamentally against the interests of the people.
So there's two things to that. Those people, those countries previously have threatened or economic domination, so they were getting in the way of progress. And some of those we have a volunteer military. They volunteered for it. They literally signed up for it.
So how does that just because somebody signs up to be a soldier does not mean that the government should throw away their lives frivolously fighting unnecessary conflicts?
I don't agree that it's frivolous, but even if it was, they wanted this. That's why they volunteered for it.
Well, they wanted a paycheck. Oh, they wanted to serve their country because they are propagandized. Right, but again, how does fighting a frivolous war benefit the people? How is it in their best interest?
It's quite simple. So by modern monetary theory, if those countries dumped a whole bunch of oil on there, and our currency depends on the control of the oil, our currency will get hurt if they just dumped oil on the economy. So to keep it sound, they got rid of those world leaders because they were getting uppity.
So, again, I don't think the government has our best interests at heart. They throw our lives away. They manipulate our currency through inflation and then deflation. They experiment on us. They try to hem us up in boxes financially. They don't care what you do as long as you pay your taxes to them. I mean, I don't see how they have our best interest at heart.
So there is actually a large cohort of people that don't even pay taxes. They're bums. They don't pay taxes. They don't really contribute to society, but we're not rounding them up and throwing them in psych wards or jails right now. How do you explain that?
Again, they're not looking out for the interests of the people, because if they were, certain individuals that are mentally ill are predisposed to doing things like mass pew-pewings, they would be put in a psych ward.
Just in 1 minute, I'm going to stop the clock, and Tyler and I will ask some questions. So,
all right. So again, like in every conceivable facet, the government fails to look out for the interests of the individual, and they only are interested in lining their pockets, taking your money, telling you what to do, using you as a resource.
So what's
That'll be my final statement.
So what's more of in our interest? Them running at the bum sector and throwing them in the cages, or them letting them stay free? Think about it.
Well, that would depend, Hank. When you say the bum sector, I'm assuming you're talking about homeless people, correct?
No, I mean literally the homeless people panelists that come on and crash the panels. Would it be more beneficial if they round them up and store them into a cage or a psych ward, or just them being free range as they are now?
Well, it would depend on if they're actually insane or if they are just being retarded and making bad choices.
all right. So, Tyler, do you have any questions? Go ahead.
I have a few actually. So first thing I want to start out with Harold. Is that your name? Your full name, Harold?
Hank.
Yeah, but isn't it short for Harold?
Negative.
Oh well, I like it being Harold anyway. Okay, I gotta
Hank
change
is
all
usually
that.
short for Henry.
Oh, I wrote Harold in here. I looked it up on Google, man. Fucking fuck. Okay, anyways, your intro was probably the most undercutting, awful intro I've heard in a while, where you completely chopped your own legs off from underneath you using this myopic version of the word now. But then you really came back in the cross with some fantastic fucking arguments. So you're the affirmative here. And what I see out of OG more is he's started out with a double affirmative. So let me more ask you this. With what he started out with was the argument that government, the best person that cares for you most is yourself, and your argument is government cares for you. Are these two things mutually exclusive in your mind, or could a person's government care for them and they could also care for themselves?
Is that for me or Guy?
That's for you.
Yeah, the government can care for you and you can care for yourself. There's no contradiction.
Okay, and then going to OG, I didn't realize you were such a fucking leftist. Every topic, just the whole, wow, damn, get the soy plug out of your butt.
Fuck debating me, duel me now. Pistols at 20 yards.
I'm trying to be funny.
Play or what?
Okay, so well, I had a question written down for you. I lost it. I got to give you the context as well. But okay, so you talked about the petrodollar a bit and saying that that doesn't help U.S. consumers. I think Harold went into a pretty good explanation, but he did it in different segments. So I kind of want to put it together, what he said, and just present it to you as a question. So you're talking about the petrodollar. So he went into a micro example saying keeping prices low is to a benefit for us. That's the same thing as the petrodollar. Maintaining this, having people invest in the United States, buy United States debt through the petrodollar when they get our oil from us is a net good because it keeps our consumer prices low and keeps us in control of the markets. How would you address that? Because he kind of didn't present it in a way that gave you a chance to counter that argument.
In order to keep something like the petrodollar afloat in a thing, you have to use force, and you have to fight unnecessary wars. The thing about it is, when you send men to die in conflicts like Afghanistan, Iraq, these sort of things, you say they're the global war on terror, or they're for this reason or that reason, but you're securing the oil fields. You're securing that resource. You bring home a bunch of men who are beaten and broken. You wind up losing, like in the case of Afghanistan, making those same men like, what did we fight for? And then like those veterans have to deal with PTSD. They have a bunch of reverberating costs across society, and bringing those men back broken and battered over a frivolous war is a larger detriment to society than prices.
I get that, but the way what I specifically asked was, how do you reckon with his argument about this system keeping prices low? And by answering that way, you're essentially saying everything he said economically is correct. I just think that the death of our soldiers outweighs it as a con. Is that right?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, all right, just clarifying that. So I got my first two questions out of the way. If you want to go, Grid.
Yeah. All right. So the first thing is wholly circular arguments, Batman. Both of you guys just basically repeated the same thing over and over and over, chasing your tails, which is fine. A little bit. No. This is egregious. But it's fine. We probably should have done 5 minutes instead of 20 or 10 minutes or whatever. It's my mistake, because I made some assumptions that weren't in evidence. So Hank, when you're talking about I agree with basically everything that Tyler said with the myopic outlook, and kind of cutting your own legs out from under yourself and then coming back and you made some good points. My question is, his contention, I don't, so you guys, to me, let me know if you agree with this, Tyler. You guys are kind of talking, you're not addressing each other's points, you're just talking past each other. You say this, he says this, and you're not actually addressing each other's points. You're not having a debate, you're just making statements. And that doesn't seem like a very good debate technique, because neither of you are winning at this point.
I was saying essentially the same thing you are right now, in that, with my question to Hank. With my question to Hank, it was like, he's giving you another affirmative. He's giving you his alternative view, and he's supposed to be arguing the negative and attacking your view. There was a little bit of that toward the end. He started stepping and moving a little bit and getting the jabs in, but most of the argument was, this is my alternative affirmative, and it just does not work to take down another affirmative. You're the negative, OG. You gotta go for the throat of his argument, not present your own.
Exactly. I'm sorry, but Guy is intimidated by the argument, so he's afraid to attack it. He knows I'm correct.
I think it's coming from the heart. I think he's definitely coming from his leftist heart.
So anyway, to kind of continue there, so you're obviously you're the affirmative, and you don't really need to criticize his argument as much as he needs to criticize yours. But Hank, what would your chief criticism of his argument that the government is demonstrating that I'm just going to I'm going to paraphrase this down. I'm going to simplify it quite a bit. His argument seems to be that the government doesn't have your best interest at heart, because it basically harms you in the name of money and power, and it does not consider the cost of human life or happiness or anything like that.
Yes.
So what would be your argument to that? What would be your counter to that?
Oh, yeah.
Which you don't honestly have to do, because you're the affirmative. But
yeah, I can.
I want to hear it.
So there's an army of accountants and attorneys and politicians and marketers trying to figure out how to appeal to you. There's actuary tables being worked day by day to figure out how do we get votes, how do we get sales, and all these people are trying to make better products for you so they can stay in power. Otherwise, there'd be a revolution. And if they just want to axe people, they have all the power in the world to do so because they just got rid of 2 world leaders this year. So if they want to ask the John and Harry, they could it's that simple. They have the license already.
All right, so OG, kind of the same question. You are the defender, so you need to attack his affirmative argument. What would be your best attack to his argument or counter?
The don't really see the argument. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, because we got off in the weeds about corporate interests versus government, and the whole point that I'm trying to make is the government does not have our interests at heart. Whether it be the petrodollar, whether it be taxation, it just doesn't. And you can see this you can see the example in the examples that I gave. Like I don't know really how to go into it any more than that. So.
Okay. All right, I'm going to change the dynamic of this topic just because it seems like we're going to end up dancing around a little bit. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to finish out your to attack and counter, and then we'll do like 2.5 minute closing each. Is that fair?
Yeah, rebuttal. Yes, that's fair.
5 and then all right. So let me reset this because this is. I mean, you guys are. I'm not saying you're killing me, but you're
it could be worse. You could have had worse.
It could be worse. You're right. It very well could be. And honestly, the problem is that the topic is kind of. I don't know. It's kind of an odd topic. I should have probably refined it. It's more on me, but not giving you a good topic. So anyway, let's we're gonna start the 5 minutes as soon as one of you guys start talking.
Okay, I'll go rebut first. So, Guy here, little bro, doesn't understand what we're trying to debate. We're trying to debate whether the government has our best interest at heart. And clearly it is because they have more than enough firepower to get rid of everybody. They have a whole military, they have droids, they have nukes, and they don't get rid of barely anyone except for criminals and upstarts in foreign nations because
okay, I'm gonna have to do you dirty. I'm gonna have to do you dirty, Toby. All right, look here. First and foremost, all right, we're discussing whether the government has your interests at heart. Killing you while killing you definitely goes in self-interest. It goes against your self-interest, right? The fact that the government uses you as a resource, takes from you, and will literally experiment on you without your consent shows that they do not hold your best interest at heart.
And he doesn't understand the format.
I thought we were doing the back and forth. My bad.
Yeah, it is back and forth. Yeah, and then 2.5 minutes for closings.
Oh, that's fine with me.
But I love you to death.
So volunteers are being experimented on without knowing it, like the soldiers.
Oh, they're not volunteers. The Tuskegee Airmen who got, I believe it was syphilis, who contracted syphilis due to a government experiment of their not knowing. How can they consent? How is that in their interest?
Oh, Tuskegee, you're not talking about the soldiers who got plenty of forms to read about. Okay, that's a different issue. That was bad.
What was it consent?
But all these other things, the people involved either have consent or they're dangerous to society. So we have to weed people that are dangerous to society. Otherwise, you can't have a good crop. Any objections to that?
So weeding people out based on what exactly? Just indiscriminate killing, or
where they play nice with other people. Like if we were being, hostile to terms of service, Grid 1 would read us off the panel, and it's perfectly reasonable thing to do. because that's how you preserve a channel, that's how you preserve entertainment, that's how you preserve a society, that's how you preserve a culture. Weed out the baddies.
Fair enough.
There you go. We got concession.
Again, I don't know where we're at with this exactly.
You guys seem to have stalemated each other.
Oh, there's no stalemate. He conceded to my position.
No, Hank, I'm gonna be real with you, buddy. I'm completely lost. So.
It's okay. All right. Well, let's just move on to closings, and we'll start with UOG. Let's do your closing.
So my closing statement is, if you're going to oppress the individual, experiment on the individual, and fuck with the individual's money, I don't understand how that would be anything to do with your own interest. I don't see how that is any alignment. So that'd be my closing statement.
All right, Hank, go with it.
Yes. So what Guy doesn't understand is that individuals don't have their money. They're abusing the state's money. The state coined it. They set up the machines. They borrowed it into existence. So they're using their government's money to run their lives. The money, the leisure is used to keep track of who's using resources efficiently. And sometimes the government has to deal with problems that interfere with managing the resources. So sometimes we'll have our volunteers go there and clean up problems. They know what they signed up for. There'll be no issue with it. Guy's issue with this is he's a bleeding heart, and sometimes people get lost in the violence. But they know what they signed up for. And they preserve the society. We have to weed the bad. You need to understand this. You need to be educated on this, little bro. That's what we have to do to preserve society. And the government can get rid of anyone they want because they have more than enough power, but they don't, because they have our best interests at heart. It's quite obvious, because they could just glass everything. They have more than enough firepower to glass everything, and that's not what they do, because they need us and we need them. We need each other to keep things running. We need each other to pay the bills, make the food, mine the oil. They do have our best interests at heart, Guy. You need to learn this.
That it? Okay. All right, cool. What do you think, Tyler?
Oh, well, based on the roles, Hank laid down an affirmative argument about a few different points, and I think I addressed a couple of those earlier. It was getting past his really weird intro, going into his actual points, is the petrodollar helps the U.S. consumer, keeps costs low for things like that, X, Y, and Z. Even if you argue that you hate these companies are still American, and them keeping prices low benefits Americans. Then he made the economic argument about going to war. Okay, so the 1% military, the 0.4% of the country that's the military might die as a result, but it's significantly economically better for everybody. These are basic utilitarian arguments that are as old as time. I've heard multiple of them dozens and dozens of times in different forms, usually with a little more intelligence surrounding them. So I would say that was a pretty good affirmative statement. Coming into it, the negatives that were made was government does bad things to you and experiment with you without your consent, and do things. If you're in the military, they'll send you off to die. Hank did an okay job minimalizing those and saying, okay, yes, those might happen, but these people oftentimes sign up for this, or it's a very small percent of the population. Another objection that was actually brought up that challenged the prompt was the government gets us into conflicts overseas that benefits people that don't benefit people. People die. Again, he countered that with lower prices. Government doesn't care about you personally. You're just a taxpayer. Met with arguments of that saying the U.S. doesn't. This is probably the worst argument you made all night, Hank. Saying the U.S. doesn't kill you like they do terrorists and Venezuelan leaders, so that must mean they love you. That is basically saying, oh, you like vanilla, you must hate chocolate. The disproof of the negative is not proof of your affirmative. So I'd say that was your worst argument and probably the only point he won against you. But 3 of his 4 attacks just kind of fell flat, because you gave some really effective counter argument in the actual back and forth. When your intro came out, man, I was like, oh fuck, this is gonna be a long one. But no, you picked it up there. Especially with the petrodollar argument there. I think that's where you kind of objected his biggest. He went back to that argument even after 3-4 times. Like that was his favorite, and I think you won the.
Okay, well, I'm not really. I guess that's fine, because I'm not going to really argue with the judge. We only have the one judge, so he judges, and But I'm going to render some opinions. I'm going to help you guys out. Hank, you made pretty decent arguments, but you really should have. First of all, you should have defined what is the public good. How are we defining whether your government is for or against you, right? And then that would lead into civic duty. That he would have to concede that if you're part of a society, we don't live apart from society. So there's a lot of different things that you could have done there. On the other side of that, or OG ought to have hammered your argument in that while sure the government might seem to have our best interests at heart, the amount of corruption in the government would tend to convert that, or it would tend to counter that. And they're not doing it out of we never see a politician who does anything out of the goodness of their heart. There's always a self-interest element. So therefore, how could they possibly have your interest at heart? No matter what they do, the results are irrelevant than the motivation. We're not talking about that the things they do are good for you. They're saying do they have your interest at heart? No, they don't. They have their own interest at heart. Honestly, I could have destroyed. I mean, I did destroy your arguments, but this was like, both of you guys do better. You're both smart people. You have a lot of potential.
Yeah, so let me rebut your opinion. So those people are.
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie. Yes. Hank confused the shit out of me, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, all right. Well, fair enough. Yeah.
Hank had me confused as a motherfucker.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I was just like, what?
Let me rebut your opinions. So those people come from the citizenry. They're just like you and me, except they pick this job, which requires raising money, running for office, and of course, like any job, you're putting your best interest forward because you have a family to feed. I mean, you don't work on your motives for free. You do it for a paycheck, and they do it as well.
Sure.
And I'd say, what's wrong with that?
Well, what's wrong with it is that we're talking about the public good, and they're not doing anything for the public good. They're doing it in their own self-interest. Now, the results that may be as a side effect may help the public good, but that's not their goal. That's not what they're trying to accomplish. It's not it's a side effect, not the main effect. And we can see that in all kinds of scandals, and all of this, all of the headlines. I mean, we can just look no further than the Epstein files, where nobody really gives a shit about it, but it's trotted out every single time. They don't want us to look at something. They don't want us to see what one hand is doing over here because they're bombing this place, or they just stole something, or whatever, or they're sending ships into the Med, or whatever it is, whatever the thing that the public would disagree with. Don't look over here. Look over here at this shiny thing. Epstein, ooh, Epstein, ooh. And we see that, and we know that, right? I mean, I think that's not even in question. So while I like your position, I just don't. I think that it's easily I can defend or attack either side of this, and I think that OG missed a really great moment bounce you on your head, and he didn't. Because he was confused. You had him, you got him, right? He never asked you to define what the public good is, right? The public good is not what's good for politicians. The public good is what's good for the American people. And I think that we can all agree, and I would have gotten you to agree that when was the last time politicians did anything in the interest of America and not themselves, right? Like Burisma and all of these other things. I mean, I think that OG had a grand opportunity there to really hammer it in, and he missed it, which is fine. Look, not everybody's
it's quite simple. Rising tide raises all boats, Greg.
Right. Well, and look, I like to do these type of debates because I want to sharpen your view. I want you to not go away going, dickhead, or I lost, or whatever. I want you to go away thinking, yeah, you know what?
I am not mad at all. I am not mad at all. Like, I am not mad at all. Hank did good.
Hank outmaneuvered you.
Yeah, he literally ran around me, got twisted up, and then when I fell down, went in for the attack. He went around
you, pulled your belt off, and smacked you with it. Right.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that now.
You could hear it. You could hear the.
Yeah. But you had good. I mean, honestly, OG, you had several really good counters that I don't think probably occurred to you, because Hank was very good at just keeping things moving. So, and not allowing you to really hammer. And you were really caught up in this idea of the damage and the harm that these actions do, which is honestly that's not part of the argument, really. Because people die every day. Right.
Yeah, but that would still be, if someone forces something onto you or causes an action to happen, that's still against your interest as an individual, a person.
Well, hold on. If it's against our interest as a nation, 10 people dying instead of 100 people dying or 1,000 people dying is in our interest. It's in our best interest. And I think that he made that point multiple times. It's just when you come back and say something like, well, and the experimenting on this thing, right? So there's always a justification how that helps the public good, and which is another problem that since you didn't clearly define what is the public good, what does it mean for politicians, or what does it mean for our government to have our interests at heart? If curing cancer is in our interest, then ultimately you could say that experimenting on anyone with or without their permission is worth it, right? That was COVID in a nutshell, right?
For science.
Neither one of you guys went to COVID and said, in the public interest, they locked you in your damn homes.
I wanted to, but the thing is that still TOS, isn't it? It's still a no-no thing.
I say COVID all the time.
Honestly, though, if you take that argument, what we do is a 50-state experiment, and we allow each state to be governed by their specific group of people. And if you look at all of the COVID states that locked down, that did mask mandates, did vaccine mandates, they had like 70% approval. It's like New York, California, fucking all these left-wing states wanted that shit, and they did it.
Let's go further beyond.
We didn't put no fucking mask on in Georgia, boy. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, we didn't mask up in Tennessee.
Let's go further beyond. Get it down to county level. Get it down to township level. With this bit more zones. More zones. We'll find the best zones.
Yeah. And I, Smoking Spaceman makes a great point. You both defaulted to people are resources used by the government, which has nothing really to do with the argument of your interest, right? Because honestly, that's always going to be the case. You can't have government without people doing the things that government needs to do. So
if they dehumanize you and use you for their whims, isn't that against your best interest?
Then you have the burden of proving what those whims are, which is what I just talked about. COVID's a perfect example.
So Grid 1 has an interest in keeping his camera working, which is why he won't just smash it during the live.
Yeah.
You got the Kell clip? Show him the Kell clip.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got you. You know, Hank, you haven't been here before. You've missed out. This is the kind of fun This is the kind of fun that we get up to, my man. Let me just help you.
I'll give you.
Bro, I'm obviously not. I told you like multiple times that I'm not fucking like gonna respond to like. I can't understand like just a whole like wall of like text. You can like say something and respond or not, but I'm like you're like obviously I'm not gonna engage with your argument like that. Like what? Like that's so lame. That's so.
What is my
lame.
argument?
Oh, okay. I see Kel do something like that on Dusty's show. I'm familiar with her. I've been on a panel with her.
Yeah, I think chicks can get away with that. Dudes, maybe not so much.
Marte would have done that.
No, Marte. Marte's a good sport, I think.
Oh, Marte and I are booking something. He wants to use hands on my number one subject right here. Fucking
Really?
Israel. Yeah, he wants to take on Internet Iron Dome. Tyler TV. Tyler TV is the venue that he's.
Oh yeah, Tyler's good too. Yeah.
So if you want debates over here,
Aura only, that's pretty awesome.
I'll find someone that's fun. Like Marte is good. He engages your arguments. He gives you good rebuttals. He actually like tries to win on substance and good faith. I like shit like that.
In debate, Dennison. In debate, I think he's a little thin-skinned and he's a little competitive.
I'm a little competitive too. You want to win. You don't want to be that fucking retard.
You do. You cry.
Fuck off.
See what I mean? There he is. He's crying.
Oh my
Would it be
lord!
racist to have the black guys word fight? Maybe we should get Joe Cool. He can answer that question for us.
I didn't know anyone.
I'm a critical cheater and fake apologist. Could be. What's up, Peace Dynamo? I don't think I've seen Peace Dynamo in here for a while, actually. Ahimsa, are you okay? Should we call medic? Something. Anyway.
We all use AI every now and then in panels and shit like that. It's
we had that discussion earlier. That's actually a great discussion. Since we've got some people here, we were having this discussion earlier, but let's have a little bit more of a discussion. So I know that, for example, we could use it. The best example I have is Destiny having 20,000 Wikipedia pages up on his computer, so that he just, anytime you make a point, he just flips over to it and uses those facts to rebut you. Can we panel that? I don't usually panel, but you know what, Dennison? I'll have OG send Dennison the link. I don't think I've ever had Dennison up on my show before, and he can come up.
I've only got a few minutes left until dinner, by the way.
Minutes left?
Yeah.
What are you doing now, by the way? Are you working? Are you gainfully employed?
I am working my ass off. I had to start a little lower on a totem pole than I wanted to, so I got to bust my ass to move up to where the pay scale that I fucking deserve for this giant brain in my head.
Okay. All right. Well,
look at this retard in chat posting terrorist propaganda. I wish I had mod.
That's our friend Anson Knowles. Anson is he's a special case. He's a special.
Oh, okay. No, I know.
He's really, he's really unhappy these days. I don't know.
No, it's all in good fun when he does it. Have fun, Anson. I'm sorry.
But so kind of getting back to it, we were talking a little bit earlier, and I thought it was a great subject, but when we start talking about all of this debate and all of this, I don't take any specific offense if somebody's using Grok to Google it. Like, when I was the last time I debated Destiny, actually, he was fact checking me in real time using AI. And we all know that AI can be wrong, and it kind of cues into your personality and your search criteria and the way you structure everything. And so it's very fallible. And Destiny would say, literally, he would say, I know that Grok or ChatGPT, whatever the fuck he was using, the AI can be wrong, and he would then proceed to list out the facts as they were given to him. And I'm like, look, okay, whatever. For whatever, what does that even mean? Like, if you're literally telling me before you give me the information could be wrong, why do I give a fuck? Right? Like, I liked it better when he had the 20,000 Wikipedia pages up. And I don't mind, Rob will do this. And Rob actually does this very well. Rob Noor will say, this is an AI search and it can be wrong, so take this with a grain of salt, but this is what it's saying, and this checks out with what I know. And that's kind of the right way I see of doing it, right? Like if you're going to fact check somebody using AI, you kind of have to front load in a couple of things, right? How is a mushroom man such a human? Make that make sense? I don't know.
So I want to respond to that prompt, but before then, I'm a big fan of Denizen. He helped me train for debating atheists, and I managed with Denizen's training. I converted 4 atheists to theisms on Mega Bloodbath debate before Tacos asked me to stop doing that. So I did that. So AI chatbots, LLMs, they're useful for finding out ideas and stuff, but a lot of the people, if you're below midwit, they'll have a propensity to misuse them. So, for example, I corrected another panelist, Tarek, also known as T. Rains, who used AI to generate something that wasn't part of the terms of service, and telling our friend Dusty not to do something because AI told him to, but he should have just pulled the terms of service. So the AI hallucinated something up to validate what Tarek wanted to say, but he misused it because it doesn't pull the terms of service unless you literally link it to it. And at that point, you might as well just read the terms of service. But so people have a propensity of misusing chatbots who don't understand what they really are. But what they are is a graph database with a chatbot in front of it. It's not magic. It's not a real intelligence. It's a database that has an internet image in it.
Well, give me one second. I want to respond to that. Just give me a second. So first of all, welcome, Dennison. I think this is maybe the first or second time you've been on my show. That's cool. So Loud, what's up, my man? I'm actually going to be in North Carolina in a few weeks shooting a match. Where is that? I've got the address. Give me 1 second. I'll dig that up. Yeah, here we go. It's right here. Okay, go to my dashboard on this thing. So give me a second. How are you, Dennison? Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I mean, comparatively speaking, I'm $1 million. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know what I don't know what happened. So I'm just kind of like asking. I'm not really asking you to dive into your medical history or anything.
I get chronic ear infections, and to the point where I was a kid, they wanted to put tubes in my head. And I have had one for the last 3 or 4 days. It might be like the worst one I've ever had in my life.
That sucks.
Just the amount of pain and suffering and lack of sleep over the last 3 days is difficult to deal with. It's a challenge.
Yeah, it's too bad. Have you tried fermented food? That usually helps fix your biome so infections have a hard time getting in.
Once it starts,
So Loud, I'm going to be in how the fuck do you say this? El Barrel. Fuck. It looks to me like Ellerby, whatever. North Carolina here in about. I'll be there like May 22nd, May 21st, something like that. So pretty cool. Can do some shooting.
For race car stuff.
Shooting. We shooting.
Cool.
Pew pew stuff. Pew pew.
Yeah. Let me. I've got some video from my last match. Let me throw this out there. So this is just like a test, right? Like I haven't actually put this together yet. It's just, it's kind of it's coming together, it's coming together. Let me go ahead and throw this up there. I'm still working on it, still editing it. That's what I do in my spare time, hang out, shoot some guns. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
What did you just pick up?
That's a rifle. Where's Lena Mickle? I know her. She's pretty cool. I know her dad better. Her dad was at this match. Gary. I actually threw the pistol in this barrel and I had to get it back out. Let's skip ahead again.
Are you shooting at the DEA?
Huh?
I said, what are you shooting at the DEA off the back of a boat?
No. This is, I'm shooting out of a helicopter there. A few seconds before you showed the video footage was an action. Okay. Rifle's always kind of weird because you can't see the rifle. You can't see what I'm shooting, aiming at. Well, my wife's calling. Stand by. You guys talk.
Sure, that's fine with me.
Let me.
So, Guy, let me explain how I stole this win from you.
Okay.
So one thing is the person on camera always has a slight advantage against a person who's non-camera. Because they can show the micro expressions, they're more personable. Second of all, although I didn't use my normal prep like a script, I usually lead with my definitions with a script or a chatbot or doing any specific research. I am a news junkie, and I'm on panel a lot, so I have lots of training, which is why generally people don't ask to debate me because they know they're not going to have what they usually have to deal with. You have dealing with someone who kind of knows what's going on rather than someone who just has an opinion and wants to scream it out. So that puts you at a actually pretty bad disadvantage from the start, even though I didn't do unusual prep. And the third thing is you expected a weaker debater. Marte is far weaker at debating than I am. He would have gone in the mud with you rather than go evade you, trick you, and all the stuff I did. Do you have any questions about that?
No, not at all. Teach me. That's all I have to say. Teach me. Seafood.
And Denizen will help, I hope, when he gets better. Yeah, people don't really like debating him either, for mostly the same reason, except I'm also on camera.
We've had some good arguments, but this one was not a good showing.
I've given up the dark arts.
Y'all motherfuckers
I'm
are surgical.
I'm like Luke Skywalker when he's drinking that green kitty milk. I don't train Jedi's no more.
No, fucking Hank had me like, bro. I was spinning. I was like, brother, I don't even know where we're at
He
right
used
now.
your best argument against you. The best argument that you had, he took it away from you by making it his position in his opening. The government literally needs you because it uses you. And so it has to take care of you and protect you because you're its slave.
What makes me so angry is it doesn't, though. In reality, it doesn't.
So how do you explain how you're still alive, though?
Yeah. They would just kill you otherwise. He's absolutely right. They need you to pick all the food and make all the dinners and clean all the toilets. What do you think? They want to do that shit themselves?
Yeah, they're on Atlas strike. They don't want to do that themselves.
Answer all the phone calls. You know how many fucking phone calls are generated in this customer service society of ours? This cubicle generated society? Think Nancy Pelosi wants to help you with your car insurance?
Well, she is a lawyer, so technically she could help.
You got time for that?
I'll be right back, yo. Gotta take Tucker UT.
Copy. So someone commented that guy had a harder position. No, they're probably about on par with each other. So if I was going to argue against myself, the first thing I need to do is, it's essential, I would have to define what a
At Wicked_Wally donated $5 super chat. Well, boys, of all the debates I've seen in all my years, this one is, above and beyond all others, the most recent
I've seen in all my years. This one is above and beyond all others, the most recent. That's probably factual. I mean, it's still live, so it's probably a factual super chat. Do you have any disagreement with that, Denizen?
No, I mean, come on. What is the likelihood he's really even seen that many debates? I'm sure he hasn't seen one in the last 15 minutes.
Yes. So, yeah, I think that's a factual statement. But, yeah, how I would destroy my own argument. So,
all right.
Grid wants to read it too. Go ahead, Grid.
$5 comes in from Wicked Wally, my buddy, my friend, my pal. Well, boys, of all the debates I've seen in all my years, this one is above and beyond all others, the most recent. That is all true. Those are all accurate statements. Thanks for the $5, my friend. I really do appreciate it. What did I miss? We're missing.
So I was training Guy, so he has a better chance against Marte when Marte finally shows up.
Marte is shown up? Marte's here?
No, but when he does get here, Guy will have stand a better chance.
Okay. Yeah, he said he was going to be doing his thing tonight, which is totally fair.
Yep. But tomorrow, if they both have time, it could happen. I don't know. I never know. Tune in for more Grid 1 Motorsports debates.
Same bat channel, same bat time. No, we're gonna keep going. Sorry about that. That was my wife calling. My just some interesting things with my son's school, and never a dull moment when you have kids. So it is what it is. It's very funny, and we'll be having some good times there. So
we no need apologies to us. You have priorities just like the government has priorities.
Yeah. Yep. So I think we got some interesting stuff going on. So I'm going to go back to my this cool thing. Now this is the last stage of the match. This is stage 11, and I actually like this one. This one's really cool. This is in a I don't know, armored car or something. Really cool. We started with rifle. Getting it in plates. Going back to that thing. Now it should be bigger. More plates. Throw the rifle over. And we're just going to take a stroll. There we go. It's on my circle. This looks fun, right? That's a pretty good time.
It looks hella fun.
That was a pretty far play. Done deal. There you get. That's all, folks. Yeah. So anyway, that's how I spend my spare time, that kind of thing. But yeah, so it's that's interesting. Dennison, you seemed unhappy with the debate. Do you have any pointers? Do you have any input for for those listening at home?
I'm happy. It's just I think debate is for retards.
Oh, interesting. I like debate.
That's not to say that I'm not a retard myself. Just that it's kind of a lowbrow form of like mental masturbation.
Okay.
And I'm all for mental masturbation, right? But yeah, it just it's let's see, it's like Power Rangers when you could have, X-Men,
Okay.
We need debates with boobs.
I mean, that does seem to help, I think.
Titties are good. I like titties.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that might be a good point because, like, I do like titties. I like a good set of tits, but, I'm more intrigued by a turtleneck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie. And so, like, I'm more interested now in having discussions instead of debates.
Mm.
And the point system and the counterpoint and the Oni's model is kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Sophomoric?
Oh, okay. Sophomoric's a good word. I really actually like the word sophomoric because I understand what it means. So I use that a lot.
But I do have to say, like, Orthodox guy is my stepson. So his mother made me come to this fucking thing. And Hank is like,
wow.
Hank is like, he's not my Padawan. He's a fellow Jedi, and we met and we like exchanged arts and crafts of the way. And he did learn some from me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had a particular interest in this interaction. It was entertaining, and I enjoyed your platform. You're one of my favorite people on YouTube, though, Grid, I have to say.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it because I give Speakeasy a hard time? You can be honest.
It's because you don't give a fuck.
That's true. I operate from a position of fuck you at all times. So it works out really well for me. So
you can disagree with somebody and still be respectful and act like an adult. And so, I mean, this may sound like a low bar and sound kind of pathetic, but like, when I see another man acting like a man, it's, we're already like doing better than 90% of the YouTube channels. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right about that. I think there's an interesting dynamic here, and that is, it is a low bar, but it ought not be a low bar. It ought to be the base, right? It ought to be the lowest bar, right? It ought to be the lowest bar. And, I don't think I do anything special. I don't think it's constantly a source of irritation to me that I can't understand why people can't disagree or even tell each other to fuck off, fuck you, get out of here, and still not be cool with each other. You know what I mean? Like I give people a hard time. I tell people to go suck a cock quite often. And I do.
You called me a fucking idiot on this show.
Yeah, and look, there's no animosity there. Right. It's not like I'm mean. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings per se, but it's just, that's the accurate statement of what's going on at that time.
Yes. So I can explain. You are a very successful man. Some of these other people aren't as fortunate or able as you. So they're attached to being heard, having attention. So they have all their eggs in one basket, and they're trying too hard, and then they're stumbling all over themselves. They need to diversify.
I believe that is a component.
And that's the problem.
I think that is an accurate component.
Yeah. I mean, that jives, right? Like that I can believe that. And I'm not really jealous. It's interesting. I never get jealous of anybody. I never look at what somebody else has and says, man, I really wish I had that. Like it's not something I do. And I'm always weirded out when other people are like jealous, or they claim that I'm being jealous. Right. What's up, Clover Tack? How the hell are you, my man? I'm going to do tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to do a gun prattle, Clover Tack. I'd love to have you on for that. But yeah, so I don't get it. I try and be, it's not just that I'm successful in and of itself, right? Even when I wasn't particularly successful or anything like that, or when I was struggling, and I have indeed
you had to
struggled.
hustle. You had to hustle, right?
Yeah. When I was not successful, I've always operated with a sense of supreme self-confidence, right? Like if I lost everything today, right? And I use this analogy, or not an analogy, but I use this metric a lot. If my wife decided that, hey, you know what? Fuck you. I'm taking everything. We'll split time with the kids or whatever, but I'm out of here. She decided to do that, right? There's a lot of men out there, and this is one of my bones of contention with Red Pill. How can you be a man if you're going to be like, well, I'm just cutting her off. I'm not giving her any money. I'm going to fuck that bitch. What kind of man are you at that point, right? So in my scenario, if that did happen to me, I would give her everything. Take the house, take the fucking money. Here's the bank account. Take the fucking cars. I'll walk out of here because I know I can build it again. I built it once.
Word.
And I'm not afraid to lose everything, right? And that's, I think most people operate from a position of fear to the point where they absolutely suck. They suck at life. They just suck 100%. They're jealous of other people's success because they can't achieve that success because their fear is the spare change that keeps them broke every single day. They just cannot do it. They cannot take the risk. They won't take the risk. And the risk they do take, they sweat keeps them up at night. Like they don't get a good night's sleep because they're so fucking afraid that they're going to lose. And if that's the case, you've already lost.
And I have some advice for they could desensitize themselves from the risk. They could literally play some video games or play some board games so they can experiment with risk and find out it's not that bad to lose.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people have lost their whole lives, or they feel like they have. And I run into people all the time that have never truly lost anything, and yet they feel they've lost, that they've been a loser their whole life.
Individual competitive sports too are a good way. Like,
yeah,
so like, I was never not so much being on a football team, but like you mano y mano.
Right. Dennison is on it, man. Dennison's a pretty smart guy sometimes.
Listen, Dennison's pretty based.
Listen, I abhor team sports. I haven't been on a team since T-ball. Well, no, church basketball. I did church basketball in high school. I don't do team sports.
Aren't you on the rifle team right now, though?
I'm sorry?
Aren't you on the rifle team? You're doing competition? No, not a team.
It's individual, baby.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's individual. I wanted pass, fail, live or die on my merit. It's not that I'm afraid that you're going to drag me down. I'm afraid that you're going to carry me. Right? That you're going to be the reason that we won. Like, and I can't, my ego can't tolerate that. My sense of pride, I can't let that happen. I win or lose on my terms. And every sport I've ever done has been that way. Golf, racing, it's me against every fucking body. Right? Like, that's just the way it is. And we call it a race team, but it's because we're all working towards the same thing, but there's only one winner.
Yeah, you're either first or you're last.
Yeah. So, and I spent my entire life competing. So, like, I've kind of had to figure this out because what seems normal to me freaks other people out. And I think it's just that I have such supreme self-confidence in my ability to make it work that I just don't even actually consider the idea that I'm going to fail at it. So.
Yeah, I'm similar. It doesn't even enter my mind.
Right. Yeah. And it's not arrogance, right? It's not arrogance. It's just not something that I think about. It doesn't enter my mind that, oh yeah, if you lose this or, whatever. And actually so I had kind of a good story. Years ago, I had a friend who didn't have a whole lot of money, but he loved to race. And, we had time between races that he could go out and do some club racing in one of our pro cars. And he didn't really pay me that much money to do it. And we would go out and support him. And he would help me out here and there with some of the team stuff. But it was more or less a one-sided arrangement, right? Like I was helping him out. And he crashed one of my cars, totaled it. I might even have pictures. But
how was his insurance?
Insurance? No. No. No insurance. So, and he, and he based it. So originally, right, he was like, "Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I'll make it right. I'll make sure, we'll I'll pay whatever, that it costs to fix it, blah, 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 blah." It's all bullshit. And I knew when he was talking about it that he was full of shit, right? He was. But it was fine. And I actually, I went out and I made arrangements to buy another car. I made arrangements to build a new, to rebuild the wrecked car, and basically take take a new chassis and move everything over that could be saved, and then buy a bunch of shit. And I did all that because that's what I do. And in the meantime, he changed his whole attitude. Now he was like, well, you know, it wasn't my fault. You know, this broke on the car. This might have happened, or this might have happened. I'm like, yeah, no, none of that shit happened. We all know what happened is that you shortened my car by 2 feet. And, and it's all on, you know, that's like, this has nothing to do with anything that anyone but you did. Right. And, so, you know, he was a little bitch about it. I ain't gonna lie. He was a little bitch about it. And, but you know, it is what it is. And we moved on. And again, there were a lot of people that in that situation, they would have really had a lot of problems. That's what it looked like when it was done. So, you know, he shortened it up by about 2 feet. No big deal. And, you know, it's just, you know, a lot of people would have been like, yeah, fuck that guy. And I kind of was, actually. It just happened. And we just moved on. Right. But yeah, it never even occurred to me that was a real problem. I just wrote off as, you know, I think we were in that car maybe 60, 80 grand, something like that. We just wrote it off and just moved on. You know, just no problem. Just, you know, building up. And we ended up not building that car. We actually, because of the, you know, it was time to build a new car. So I built 2 MX-5s instead. And this is what we replaced that car with. Let me see if I can get this to open. There we go. Maybe. Why is this not opening? It should be opening. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, we were. Well, that's fucking weird. Why is it doing that? Yeah, weird. Oh well. Yeah, I'll just throw this up there. I guess we'll see how it looks. So we replaced it with a pair of MX-5 cars that we built, and you know, we won a lot with those too. No big deal. So, no, that's not it. I'm having a lot of trouble getting this picture to show. I don't know why. It's being weird.
Probably because you don't have the usual setup with
yes.
with the
So I built
Streamlabs.
2 of those, and then once I built 2 of those, we moved on. And I still have one. I still have that car, that very car, and I have one of the RX-8s left.
OBS, I mean, probably because you don't have OBS. Pretty much.
What is that? Is that a Porsche?
No, that's a Mazda MX-5.
Wow.
It's just a really good angle for the picture. So if I have a different angle that makes it look more like a regular car. That was a really good picture. We took that at Mosport in Canada Land. So do I have a better, like, normal picture of it? I don't think I do. Maybe not. I got really terrible pictures where we have like terrible sun exposure. There's one in the shop. So yeah, let's see if I can make it work. About to raid everybody over to Dusty. It looks like he's continuing with my with the sleazy stuff. There you go. So that's what the car looked like. That's another picture.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. That's just
it still looks cool, but it does look more like a Mazda now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a really good angle for the car. So would I have been able to slim an RX-8 down to gross? I'm not really sure what you mean gross, but we were definitely underweight. we actually ended up having to make minimum weight in the RX-8. We had to ballast, I think, 50 or 60 pounds with most drivers. So I was very good at my job.
So when you beat minimum weight, what do you do? Just like put literal barbells and shit in there?
Yeah,
sandbags.
We would literally bolt steel plates where we wanted them in the car. I think for the RX-8, we had to weigh, the lightest we could ever weigh was like 2,700 pounds. And I think the MX-5, I could weigh 26 or 2550, something like that. And so we could be lighter than that. So the goal is with zero fuel, or 1 gallon, a couple of gallons of fuel in it, with driver, we wanted to need to add maybe 50 pounds. And there were some drivers we'd have to add more. We'd have to add 80, right? The average driver weight, there isn't an average driver weight. So we had this one driver, Jason Saney. We call him the Yeti because he's fucking huge. And I couldn't believe that the first time he showed up, I'd never met him. I'd heard about him. I knew who he was. And I'd never talked to him or anything. And fortunately, we put him in an RX-8 to start with. I lied. First car he drove for me was the MX-5. And there's not a lot of room in it. There is, but there isn't. And the first time he showed up to drive the car, I looked at him and I'm like, holy crap. This dude's huge. And I'm like, how much you weigh? And he's like, I think he said like 225 or 230, something like that. And I was like, what? Most of the drivers top out at 185. A lot of them weigh in the 160 range. And this dude was like 45, 50 pounds heavier than most of my drivers. And so that was cool. And but yeah, we could get the weight down a lot. We had plastic windows. The cars are really stripped out. I don't know if I would pick. I do have a picture when we were gutting the interior. Yeah, I do. OG's not back yet.
I like what Clover Talk says there in the chat.
What did he say?
You can bitch and complain about a problem, or you can solve it. That was a realization for me that changed the trajectory of my career, because I'm a very critical person, and it's required in my field to think ahead of problems that could happen. But I realized there were two kinds of people who looked for every reason not to do something, and people who looked for every way to do something.
Yeah.
And I knew that I didn't want to be the former.
Yeah.
So I stopped complaining unless I had a solution first,
So you see from the pictures that we took everything out, put the roll cage in. I went as far as you can see that we machined a plastic shift knob. Because weight sucks, man. Oh, yeah. Occasionally broke shit.
Yeah, I want to do some more machining. I think I'm going to start with some carpentry, because you can do that cheap and easy with just hand tools.
Yeah.
And safely. Cheap, easy, and safe, of course.
Yeah.
I want to have a garage.
Exactly how much the car weighed with weight in it. Just give me 1 sec. Because now that nobody is competing again, now we haven't run the cars in 15 years, so I'll show this. That's what the car weighed. 2,588 pounds.
Do you know if your property was again the racing business?
Sorry?
It's your Is your children? Do your children want to race? You know that yet?
They're not. They haven't been around it, so they're not really like super into it. But it was. The option is there. I think my youngest son may, because he loves all the same. Like I'm gonna have to this weekend. He wants to go fishing. Like he's been literally asking my wife every single day to go fishing. And she's like, "Yeah, I'd ask your dad. I don't take you fishing." So, so that's so he literally asks her every day. So
I had a tiny little sob that weighed twice as much as a.
yeah, yeah. When I say that we went through everything, I mean, I went through everything. So, like, it's crazy the lengths that I would go to make the car lighter.
I want to get that car again before I die. I want to buy one.
Yeah.
16 valve engine.
El Perro says he's at the lake right now. I would be, but I got to charge the batteries in the boat. 121, not sure what you mean. Money shifted? No, just the motor came apart. It was overtime, and we were pushing the envelope. Push the envelope. Sometimes sometimes shit happens. It's just the way it works. So, yeah. So that's yeah. So I did it. Like when you do things like that, where you're like, you have to be resourceful. Like one of the things I tell people a lot of times is that I had to, it's a very real thing that I was driving across country with race cars that people were paying me to show up with, and those cars had to perform because there's a lot of money involved. So so like, the average cost for a race weekend was like $25,000 to $28,000, and you have somebody paying you almost 30 grand. You better show up, and the car better work. And if there's a problem, you need to be able to fix it. You can't just phone that shit in and be like, yeah, I don't, whatever, and so I tell people all the time that you become a very solid problem solver, because there is no fail. There is no not going out on track. There is no, the car's not going to work and we're going home. It doesn't happen. We'll spend whatever it takes. We'll spend as many hours. It doesn't matter how much money. It doesn't matter anything, because at the end of the day, you got to show up, and the car's got to go around the track, and it needs to be fast because people are paying you to do it. Right. And that's just the way it is. And I don't understand. See, this is why I have such a disconnect with a lot of people, because I don't understand how people can show up for work where people are paying them money and not deliver. I have a mental block. I don't understand that. Right?
I have a faint understanding of that. So those people just don't understand why they're there, but they used to, but now they're confused. So that's pretty much that's the best way I can explain. They're confused about what they're trying to do, and what they're supposed to be doing is trading their time so they can pay their bills.
Yeah, I think that there's been a culture shift over the past probably 25 or 30 years where people no longer feel like they have to work to provide for themselves, that they feel like that they work because they want to work. They have the job they want. They have the career they want. It's not, I have the career that I need. I have the job that I need right now today to get through life. And I think that's a tragedy, because it breeds incompetence. This is my thought. I'm not saying I'm right. He was saying. That's what I think.
Well, there's some people who are in jobs they need, but they just tune out from it, and then they can get away with it because someone needs a warm body there just to check the boxes. So it's kind of a big world culture thing.
Yeah, there's some of that too. I'm going to raid you guys over to Flow State. I'm sorry, but the phone call I got earlier was, some stuff with my son, and I kind of pushed it off a little bit because I wanted to finish up. But I am going to end early. I'm going to raid you over to Flow State, and which I think that's the first raid to Flow State in like a year. So I hope he remembers it. And in the meantime, guys, as always, be cool. Wear the glasses if you need them because they're important. You need to be able to see. And go stand on Flow State's lawn. And we'll see you later.